All right, guys, welcome back to we're gonna do volume 2 of JLA created Equal. This is the last issue of this Elseworlds comic. I really enjoyed them, so we're gonna move through the book. All right, so there is 6 years after the fall, and then there's some kind of a ruckus going on. Woman is getting thrown around, and because it seems that Adam Kent here has a temper tantrum, right? And this is the child of Superman and Lois Lane. So Superman is on, space, looking for a cure or find information about the cure, right? Because he is infected by the fall. And if he stays on Earth, everyone would die, probably. So, but then Diana comes in and says, hey, it's Aunt Di. And he says, no, I didn't mean to do it. Well, it seems that according to the Amazons, they think he's having a temper tantrum because normally the powers would manifest when he hit puberty, but he's 5 years old, so maybe he is afraid of his powers and shocked. But no, he says, I didn't mean to do it. Adam, where's your mommy? I just hugged her and all I did was hug her. I'm so sorry. I hugged mommy and she stopped moving. Well, so it seems that Lois is dead, snapped her spine. So a lot of people are now in uproar, because the danger that the kids are posing, because Adam is not the only child. All these women here have children, superpowered children, so they fear it's gonna, happen to them too. So they come up with a solution. So General Phillips here, I believe that's her name, Philippus, says we need to learn them to have self-control. Basically, going to have supervision of the children of all time. They will be monitored. They will be put in, not caves, but you know what I mean, right? So she goes to Adam. Themyscira settles with the well-fed feeling that important and wise decisions were made this day. Wonder Woman isn't so sure. By this time tomorrow, Adam will be in a military stronghold that will masquerade as a dormitory nursery. Is this why the children were born? To be herded together and treated like cattle? She always wished he had been, that he was her son. Lois knew that, right? So she feels awful. But then, later, this is Adam, a little bit grown up. He says, basically, this is Lois. Save me, she says. Why can't I reach her? Why can't he save her? Why did he kill his own mother? And then all of these other children, we have to respect their fragile nature. Our powers don't make us better than they are. We always must control ourselves. But then a voice says, it wasn't your fault she died, Adam. It was 10 years. You have to stop punishing yourself. Who are you? Someone who knows your pain and wants to help erase it. So, okay, Superman. Right? No. All right. So they all have dreams. While Philippus is training with woman. You're certain it's nothing more, princess? You are overly suspicious, Philippus. Someone has to be. We stand guard over the greatest collection of weapons in the history of human civilization. We serve to raise a group of unique and gifted children. The years have made you soft. So he says, I said it with all due respect. I know you are and have always been an ambassador of peace. And the fall, tragic as some might see it, gave us the opportunity indeed to mandate, to create and maintain a worldwide pax. So you think, General, we should spend our lives preparing for war, rather than choosing to enjoy the peace? You make it so dirty, old friend. You see children, Diana, I see trouble. I see an unimpending age of natural rebellion and all the tension that will bring. Honest to Philippus, even you were a teenager once. All right, but she says, your Justice League has spent so many years becoming an organization of social support that you have forgotten how to feel the blood rush of battle. All right. So it says, the majority of the planet's female or energy-based metahuman threats were attended a decade ago. Lex Luthor disappeared before that. The old fool's dust in a lonely grave somewhere. So in my opinion, the only true potential threat to the planetary peace resides right here on Themyscira. Mark my vigilance and suspicious nature, Diana, but can you doubt the truth of my words? And, well, she's Mrs. Kal-El, right? Meanwhile, we have Shayera, Hawk, or Hawk Woman, Barbara Gordon, and the new Adam is, looking for someone, and then they are seeing some kind of a blip, and it's in human nature, coming in fast, right? And they say it's him, but then Adam here has a dream. He says, please forgive me. Forgive you for killing your mother, for killing my wife. And then Lex Luthor, voice of reason. Kal-El, you should not blame Adam for what happened, old friend. He condemned to his tragic fate by decisions beyond his control. Mistakes made by a woman running the world, and by you, Superman. You're abandoning your son before he had the chance to understand the truth about his existence. He says, I'm sorry. So yeah, basically he's what he's doing is brainwashing these kids, like he is the voice of reason, right? And he said, you have been raised by women who fear you. They have forced you to be less than you can be. You cannot define yourself by their standards. You must be given the opportunity to learn about your heritage. You deserve the right to know how society was and how it was meant to be. You must want this opportunity. Demand it, seize it. I can make this dream a reality. Okay. All right, so Kent, or Adam, is on a cloud, but then he's getting grabbed because he's pondering about the dreams. So this is Power Girl's daughter, also Kara, right? And he says, hey, I wanted to tell you about something. About the dreams, he says. Do you know about them? Of course, I have super hearing too. So it seems that everybody has them. And but then Adam says, hey, don't tell anyone, to Philippus or Diana. And he said, what's the big deal? Well, it's more than that, but you have to promise not to tell. He's grabbing her, right? He said, okay. So Superman is coming back. He's a little bit older. He's tired, right? He's still infected. And so they say, hey, we tried to contact you, 10 telemetry, the last 10 telemetry packs. I got them days ago. I went through a black hole. Well, I was out of touch for a while. Through a what? So it seems that he's 14 years away, and he's visiting all of these planets that's been also affected by the fall. And there is some aliens that has a cure, but it seems that the cure doesn't work on him because his DNA is too strong somehow. But it's not being revealed here, right? So they say, hey, let's give Cal some rest. You changed, Cal. She regrets the words the minute she says them. The pain in his eyes mirrors her own guilt, loss, and sacrifice. She never thought he would ever appear so tired. All right. So Kara and Alexander, Maxima, by the way, that's his name, has having a fight, but then he's using his powers. Alexander Maxima, you know it's forbidden to use non-mutual meta powers during practice. Well, then your rules are stupid. What did you say? You heard me. Why should I hold back just because Kara doesn't have the same powers as me? Why should I be less than I can be, less than I am? You've done a disservice to us, Philippus. If not all the children of the spring, then most certainly the men. So she's getting angry and she wants to punish him, but then Adam comes in. We should not be punished for speaking our minds, Philippus, although I agree Alex could have been more respectful on his approach. Be angry with him for how he voiced his opinion, not because he had one that you disagree with. So he says the training session is over. You should considering changing the codes of combat. They served us well when we were children, but now they are stricter to some of us. It helped protect yourselves from our superior skills. All right. Philippus is angry. But Wonder Woman thinks that's more like teenage rebellion, right? Well, Philippus thinks that's an insurrection. So Kara comes in, right? He says, hey, did you know anything strange with the boys? I don't want to get them in trouble, Mom. We want to help them, Junior. Well, they've been angry, really on the edge. We all noticed it, and they have been weird, strange dreams. like they've been sharing the same dream. I knew it! That sounds odd. It might be some manifestation of some new powers, or worse, an indication of outside influence intruding into in their minds. It begs the question, who? Well, Luthor? Who else? So he's using some kind of a Mento helmet, and it seems that they have a lot of telepathic friends, as he call them, robots and aliens, but he lobotomized them. And so he's using this helmet to get into the dreams of these youngsters and say, come to me, come to Papa. So 3 weeks, they are being disappeared, right? Nobody can find them. So Dr. Light comes in and he says, hey, I have achieved some exciting conclusions in my research. That's my DNA helix. And with it, an understanding why the Antarian vaccine didn't work on you. It was designed for the people with a far weaker immune system than yours. It would work right on now on normal male humans, if there were any. So if you were to strengthen the vaccine, it will also work on me. Interesting. All right. So, Luthor, talking about, capitalism, how the world was before the fall, right? And how the women are basically the weaker sex, right? You have been cheated by your Amazonian upbringing, robbed of your birthright as men. The current world is an aberration, nothing but a hiccup in the way things always have been and will be once again. But the Amazons say, Adam, the women of Themyscira can certainly be lauded for the courageous struggle to sacrifice themselves for what they feared. What do they truly know about the male kind, the male passions? Not one single male has set foot on that island until your children were born, having shunned the male species for centuries. Do they now proclaim themselves capable of raising a new male species? Do you really believe you have been raised properly? Have the Amazon really done what's best in your interest? No, they did them for themselves, for their fears. All right, so children are roaring, let their anger go, right? So Luthor is now confident that he doesn't need to brainwash them anymore. So he flips the switch so that the Justice League knows where they are. So it's a trap, right? So Justice League comes in and he orders them to stop them at all costs. So this is not good. There will be no violence today, Diana says. Do you hear me? There will be no fighting. There's no reason for us to be in this opposition. No reason. Diana, look at ourselves and look at us. Our very existence, our very beings in our position, both physically and emotionally. Where is this venom coming from? And she said, it's supposed to be, you stupid cow. So they are really getting angry. So Alexander, that's the troublemaker. Their spirits has been tainted, darkened. By what? Their nature. I'm sorry, Darren, but there's no other way. All right, so they know they're in trouble because they are, hybrid Kryptonians. And other super races. They weren't prepared for this mentally or physically. It's been years since they participated in full-scale combat. But they are naturally holding back, emotionally unable to accept that. Indeed, this is a war. Adam watches. A resigned sadness in his eyes. A part of him small but screaming to be heard knows this is wrong. But he can open his mouth to tell his brother to stop. Can't or won't. So Kara says, hey, we can only win this if we cut loose, but then not without, critically injure them or teammates. But then they are starting to fall because they are holding back until the last one is standing. So she falls, and then Luthor comes. What a pleasure it is to see you after so very long, Diana. The voice it can be. Of course it is. Who else? Exactly. Unconscious. You have taken so much from me, princess. To even rob me of my right to gloat seem selfish. But your kind has always been unwilling to sacrifice. Indeed, women have always clamored for equality without actually striving to earn it. And you have tried to poison the first new generation of males against the very notion of hard work. It ends now, boys. The Justice League was only the first impediment against restoring a rightful way of life. So he's ordering to attack Themyscira. And, right, but so Philippa says, well, we need to fight to the death because they are no longer our children. So Alex comes and basically kills her with his powers. Philippus Alex, you did exactly what I had to do, Adam. Right? Adam hesitates, but then he gets punched in the back by Kara. And he says, this is crazy. Look around you. This is your home. We're your family. I love you. Was it all a lie? Kara, no, it wasn't a lie. I love you too, little sister. But the way of the Amazons, it's not right for us, not fair to us. And she says, explain to me. Maybe we can find a solution. But then, well, Alexander comes in, right? And he says, don't waste your time talking. That's what they all want to do, talk you to death. Alex, don't kill her. Don't worry, I won't. After all, when this day is done, we need them around to do our cooking and cleaning. I like this shot. This looks great. So yeah, Superman sees that, but he cannot do anything. And then Luthor, crucifies them. And he says, let the coronation out of the way first. So Diana says, what have you truly accomplished this day, Luthor? It will take generations for you to balance the ratio of men and women, of men to women. Until then, do you expect to rule the entire world by yourself? I have my protégés. They will soon learn that you have been duped. They will come to know the kind of man you really are, and on that day they will turn on you. Perhaps she's right. What do you think, Adam? I'm not sure. Not exactly impassioned over the legion I had hoped for. Indeed, Princess, you might be very well be right. So he says, well, I have accounted for that. And while I hiding away from the last decade from your prying eyes, I wandered through a certain city, uncovering a certain cave formerly owned by a certain billionaire who possesses a fetish for black leather and a certain little rock called kryptonite. He watched as them screaming in agony, far greater than it should be from one small sample of the poisonous fruit of his homeworld. And he realizes as hybrids they only have half of his invulnerability, and if kryptonite is capable of killing them, it will do the same to them, only faster. He can't wait any longer, can't watch them die, can't watch his son die, but he can't go down to Earth without risking the life of every woman and child there. The doses of the original vaccine courses through his systems. Maybe that would be enough to expose them to the fall could lead to their deaths. To do nothing would ensure their deaths. He has to decide. So Luthor's, bragging about, making the world his image. Superman comes, and it looks great, that he's flying from orbit so fast. Luthor! No, not now. Once and for all. Do you realize the danger your very presence poses here? You have the nerve to ask me that question. Is the threat I pose any worse than the threat you are? Death by the fall or life under your booted heel? What's the difference? All right. So Luthor shoots at him. He says, my goal is to save the planet. To breathe renewed life into a civilization that began inexorable march to ruination the day your kind set foot on it. You maniac, your weapons are cutting up my armor. You expose everyone here to the fall. And indeed, and also expose you to kryptonite. Drown in it. Die from it. A shame really gone for so long, only return to this. Ironic, while exposing you to the painful flames of radiation poisoning, you are exposing all of them to a rather similar death from the fall. Then why does it feel so different? He has faced kryptonite before, it burned him from the inside out. But this is hot like fire from the outside in. So Wonder Woman first shouts to Adam, do something, he's killing your father. Father? He has no claim to that. He chose to abandon that. And you damn old woman and never gave me the chance. So Adam comes in, saving the day. My father did not abandon me. He had no choice. He left to save my life, to save all of yours, to save all of our lives. Adam, the kryptonite is killing him. But then why do I feel stronger? He had spent so much time trying to strengthen the vaccine when all they had to do was weaken his immune system. My helmet, breathing real air, stay back, keep your diseased hands off me. So he's freeing Wonder Woman, and then Wonder Woman grabs him. But without the kryptonite, how will I keep them back? He touched me with his plague, poisoned me. I cannot be allowed to die like some commoner. I am Lex, who will raise the children. He has a heart attack. but then his armor giving him medical attention so he will live, right? Then, Adam, you have your mother's eyes. So everything is back to normal, although, well, sort of. I'll come back to that a little bit later. So, nice to see you in red, blue and red again. Nice to be wearing it. So the dismantling of Luthor's telepathic amplifiers, how's that going? So some of them are deeply traumatized. The amplifier was more coercive in nature than intrusive. And what of Luthor himself? He has lost control of his motor and speech functions, but his mind remains whole. Aware of his condition? Tragically, yes. Good. We have to address the fact that Luthor didn't brainwash the kids. He only exacerbated thoughts they already had. Once we're done here, Carol, I'll be spending all my time catching up with the boys and girls. So then Barbara comes and says, hey, come here. His dying words. Who will raise the children? So it seems that he's, have children of his own, from human mothers and or Luthor's children. His plan was to use your children to conquer the world and get rid of them so that he could remake the world in his own image, right? So, yeah, the irony is that he tried to subvert your children, Cal, tried to be a father to them. He hated how the Amazons had raised them. And now we have the chance to make amends for the mistakes I made and the tragic circumstances you endured by raising his children. So what do we now, Diana? We change diapers, Cal. Change a lot of diapers. Now, I really like this. What I don't like is there is no repercussions for, what Adam did. I mean, Alexander did, right? He went on a murderous rampage on Themyscira, killing probably a lot of people. Would he be punished? I don't know. We probably never know. But, overall, it's a really well done story. The art is great. And, yeah, I like it. Let me know in the comments what you think. See you next time. Bye-bye.